So the Golding Young Grantham sale room today. John, what are we looking at and what are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about ceramics and glass. It's compare and contrast, and these are all items which are coming up in our sale this week.
Now, behind us, glassware in the form of clowns. Where do they come from?
They come from Murano, which, if you've been on holiday to Venice, it's a beautiful island that just lies off in the middle of the lagoon where they make specialty glass and have done for centuries.
So is this predominantly aimed at the tourist market there in Venice?
Well, not the glass in the hole. No, they make very high-end glass. But the clowns and the figures you see behind us here, they're all meant for the mass market, the market that has grown at the end of the 20th century as Venice has become a must-go-to destination.
And is it something that collectors go for?
They weren't originally bought to be collected. They were just bought as fun and as a memento for our great holiday away and having walked around the streets of Venice. Now, yes, there are collectors for them, but they're also decorative. So, if you just want to brighten up a room, how great do they look on a shelf?
They look quite modern. I mean, what,
Yeah.
what date are we looking at with some of these?
These will all date from the late 20th century. So, from these will mostly be some 1970s, 1980s period. You will get them earlier, and you'll certainly get them later.
You mentioned compare and contrast. Let's just move to another collection that you have here, just across the other side of the display. Something totally different. What are we looking at here?
Here we're looking at a lovely group of figures made by a chap called Hadley, and they're made at the Royal Worcester factory.
How do we know they're Hadley? How do we know what they are? What are we looking for?
What we're looking for is the style. This is very, very typical of late Victorian porcelain that was in fashion in middle class homes throughout the country. It's made of what we call sort of blushware, this sort of slightly somber looking colour palette. And it's about realism in figure work. So they are beautifully modelled in different forms here. You've got sort of Arab figures, you've got peasant figures, and a lovely dainty lady here on the bough of a tree. So it's really craftsmanship at it and modelling at its best at that time.
Well, if you'd like to know more about the items and find out how much they make at auction, go to goldingyoung.com.